As we begin, I think it is important to point some things out. First of all, we're going to let you choose the language or languages you want to practice. Second, we're going to teach you a number of techniques. Techniques for you to try out on your language learner journey. Some of these techniques may be, at least to you, common sense, while others may seem to defy common sense. In addition, all of the techniques we have selected for you come grounded in research-driven principles. Finally, while some of what we teach might be considered modern, quite a number of these techniques are not new. In fact, over 100 years ago, a professor of Latin and Greek by the name of François Guan had a startling discovery, an aha moment. It came at the expense of an entire year of failure trying to learn German in Germany. He tells his own language learner story in some detail, a story that shares all of the different strategies and experiments he decided to use while living in Germany. We are so lucky he wrote down his experience in a journal and outlined his story. In fact, we find this story so compelling, we have written a truncated version for you in a book called the Language Learner Guidebook, and we'll share this story with you in the next reading. By the way, the Language Learner Guidebook is a supplemental textbook. You don't need to buy it, but it is intended for you to write down your own experiments and strategies as you embark on your journey. For those of you who move further along in this course and really get serious, we highly recommend it. Now, before we let you read his story, there's one more detail about Guan that is worth discussing right now. You see, not only did he share his failures and his experiments, but he comes to a startling conclusion, one that he never thought he would ever think or say. Schools are teaching language wrong. Here's how he phrases it. For the first time in my life, I dared to question the efficacy of the classical methods of the university. If the method was good, and how could I doubt it? Was it not the grammatical and classical method? If, in a word, I had not completely mistaken the reality of my efforts and the amount of work accomplished, I ought now to possess the German language. Translation? I've been studying my behind off learning German. I should be able to speak it by now. I have used the classical and grammatical methods they taught me in school. So what gives? Well, maybe you can find out. As you spend time reading his story, I want you to imagine that you are Guan's friend, and you would like to give him advice. He has spent a whole year in Germany, and in his view, he has wasted it. What is he doing wrong? After you finish reading the story, we are going to invite you to share your own thoughts and advice and answer the following question. Why do so many people who learn language in a classroom fail to acquire the language? Food for thought. I'll see you soon in the next video.
This is Mod 1, Video 1. Take, I forget the number 1.
As we begin, I think it is important to point out some things first. First of all, wait. Want me to give it a whirl there?
Yeah, we never did do this for you.
So I'm doing a shorter version here. For the first time in my life, I dared to question the efficacy of the classical methods of the university. If the method was good, and how could I doubt it? Was it not the grammatical and classical method? If, in a word, I had not completely mistaken the reality of my efforts and the amount of work accomplished, I ought now to possess the German language.